because you have been one of the most famous and popular artists in the Netherlands for many years. So what about the Eurovision Song Contest makes it interesting for you to take part in?
Of course, it's an international stage, and besides Holland and the States where I went to a lot to create my records, there's not been a lot going on internationally. Not that that's the big motivation to do this. I really want to represent my country, and I think this is the most, if you're an athlete, you get to, if you're really good, you get to represent your country, But in music, of course, music is not something you can measure. It has to do with the heart and with emotion, so it's hard, to make a contest out of it. But this is the only way for us to represent our country, and that makes me very, very proud that I can be in that position right now and have a platform like this to introduce country music, which we love. So it's a blessing.
And Waylon, you're no stranger to television music competitions, are you? You were in the Netherlands Got Talent in 2008, which was, I guess, your big breakthrough. Mm-hmm. What did you learn from that experience that you can use here?
Always be yourself. Be who you are. Don't change for the cameras. Don't change for anything or any competition. Just do whatever your heart tells you to do, and stick with your plan.
Oh, those are really good points. Really good points. Now, I think we have a question from the audience. We'll begin here with the gentleman in the white shirt. We have a microphone coming.
Goedemiddag. Goedemiddag. Ik ben Simon. I'm from Poland, not Holland. Sometimes people make Poland. Okay, first of all, congratulations for very high quality song. I really like it.
Thank you.
Do you think that you could come here without Anouk's success? Because the image of the Eurovision has changed a lot in a positive way in your country.
Yes.
And this is my question, the first question. And the second, if I may, the first song from the Netherlands was about birds from the Netherlands in the Eurovision Song Contest. It was the first ever song in the Eurovision. Your last song was also called Bird. Now you have bird in your name.
It's a theme.
You are, come on, the birds.
We're flying high, aren't we?
There's a lot of birds in Holland, But to get back to your first question about Anouk, I'm very thankful that she participated. In Holland, her image was perceived like it was almost not thinkable that she would ever participate in the Eurovision Song Contest, because her image is so different than from up to that point, what we've seen Holland do in this festival. And so I was asked every year if I wanted to participate, and actually my standard answer was no, because I'm such a different kind of artist than most artists that participate, because it's a lot about, of course, also the act, and about dancing, and about entertaining, and for us, the core of everything is the song. The song is to drive everything. And so before I was just not so keen on participating, but when Anouk, she really changed a lot. She made it about the song. She didn't have a big, elaborate act with dancing or flashing lights, or and for me it changed my point of view, and it definitely opened the door to look at it differently and to see that it could also be about the song. And I think that's what we're portraying as well, that for us it's really about the song and the craftsmanship of songwriting, foremost, yeah.
And birds did very well.
Yeah.
So we stick with the birds.
We stick with birds.
Yeah.
Gentleman in the blue shirt.
Hi, Ilse and Waylon. Hi, I'm from SBS6 Show News. First, I want to give you a big compliment about the way you performed on the stage, and especially the way it's directed. I think the story you were telling in Calm After the Storm is very clear, and the way it's been directed made it more clear, and I was meegezogen in jullie liedje. Just what's your first impression here in Denmark at the huge stage behind you?
It's enormous. I mean, it's so big. As I said, everybody knows what he's doing, and it's like it's the first day you come into like this big, and with all respect, circus, because it's unbelievable. And I think it's gonna be an amazing trip. I think it's gonna. It is so far, but all the things that we're gonna experience, all the things that we're gonna do are gonna be so good. Absolutely.
We have a question here as well. Sorry, we have to pass the microphone on.
Hi, Ilse and Waylon. I'm Steve from ASF Magazine. I wanted to ask you a question. From all the criticism that you guys got over previous performances that you did in the Netherlands, I thought it was amazing how it looked today on the stage. So, and I think the big thing was that changed everything the Moldsnoer, that put away all the criticism, was the fact that you were facing each other. I mean, it's a simple, but it's a brilliant move. Who came up with that?
Well, we have a great director who's helping us staging our song, and Hans, which we're very grateful for. He helped us set, the way we should stand and everything. But it was very important for us to have that contact, because the song is about basically that conversation that you have between lovers, that have a question mark about their relationship. So the way we feel that song and the intensity should be in our eyes, and you should see our eyes when we perform, and we should look at each other and feel that, So
it's almost a silent conversation. We got the song, and behind the song there's a conversation that we have, and that should be in our eyes, in our whole bodies.
Right here, France.
Thanks.
We have a question here on the front row. Microphone on the way.
Hello, my name is Farouk. I'm from the French magazine of Eurovision. My question is about the qualification for the final. In the last 10 years, Netherlands have been just 2 times in the final. And do you have pressure because Netherlands?
It's going to be the 3rd time this year.
Good plan. Good plan.
But we don't feel any pressure. I don't feel any pressure in that regard. That, I think you got to stay true to who you are and perform the best you can on that day. And the rest is basically, it's up to the people, The emotion has to translate. And if that works, then I think we'll have a good chance.
Yes. We have time for one last question. Yes, Alistair? A microphone for Australia. Representing Australia.
Hi guys, Alistair Birch from SBS Radio in Australia. My question is for you, Waylon. Can you tell us about the influence of Waylon Jennings on your music, and did you ever meet him?
Do you
have a couple of
a whole day? No, well, the first, when I was a little boy, when I was like 6 years old, I wanted to play music. And I listened to Michael Jackson, I listened to everything that was on the radio, but it was too difficult to play. It was just too hard to get all the chords, all the dance moves, all the singing, whatever. And then I heard Waylon Jennings, and it just, my whole world changed. It was 3 chords, and I could play a guitar to it, and I could sing to it, and I could understand what he was singing. And so I probably had all his records and could sing all of his songs. And when I was like 20 years, he called me up in the middle of the night. He said, "Hi, I'm Waylon Jennings." I said, "Yeah, right." And he said, "Hi, I'm Waylon Jennings." And then I started to listen, and he said, "I want you to come over to Nashville and to play with me on tour." So a week later, I was in Nashville at his house with his family, with his people, with his band, playing my music. And so he's the biggest influence on me as a person, but also as an artist. But it's not that I want to play his music or be like him. It's just the way that he was as a human being, as an artist. That's what I pursue. That's what I want to be.
Wow, what a crazy and also inspirational story. Thanks for that.
Thank you.
Actually, our time is up already.